As a garment decorator, you need to be able to confidently print on a range of fabric types. Not only will this make you the expert printer, but it will also give your customers faith and confidence that you are the best person for the job. It also allows you to print on a wider variety of fabrics and offer your customers a different product range. One of the main problems that people come across when heat printing onto different types of fabrics is scorch marks or heat press boxes if you're new to printing. But don't worry, because I have a solution for you. This 4-step process will allow you to completely eliminate any marking that comes from the press onto the garment or accessory. So keep watching this video to find out how you can eliminate scorch marks from all of your heat printed garments. The method that I want to talk about today is called the ARCH method, and this stands for accurate pressure, reduced temperature transfers, cover sheet, and heated lower platens. Basically, how this works is you work your way through the 4-step process. So you start with the pressure and work your way down to heated lower platens. Now, along the way, chances are you will eliminate your scorch marks. But if you get to step number 2 and it's still not working, you have the option to go all the way to step number 4. By the time you get to that point, you will eliminate scorch marks on pretty much anything. So the first thing we're going to look at is pressure. Now, if you're applying too much pressure to your garments or accessories through your heat press, this is going to leave a mark. Ensuring that your pressure is a medium, between a 4 and a 6 on a Hotronics, is your first step to making sure that you don't have any box marks on your garments. Hotronics heat presses are great for this because they have digital readout. So from the Hotronics Auto Open upwards, you have digital pressure readout and you can see exactly what number you're pressing at with pressure. Now, like I said, we recommend between a 4 to a 6 when it comes to medium pressure. If you are experiencing scorch marks, then you can go on the lighter end of medium, which is a 4, and that's step 1. So make sure that your pressure is on a medium or the lighter end of medium. If this eliminates your scorch marks, then great. If not, let's move on to step 2. The second thing to consider is the temperature. Now, when you put a garment or an accessory under the heat press, you are putting a lot of heat through it. If you're applying something at 160, 180 degrees, that's obviously going to put a lot more heat and a lot more marking through the garment than a transfer that goes down at 120 degrees, for example. And this is why when it comes to scorch marks, we always opt for our UltraColour transfers because they apply at that low temperature of 120 degrees. If you can bring the temperature down by 40 to 60 degrees on what you're pressing, then that's a lot of heat that you're not putting through the garment and therefore eliminating the chance of it marking. So if you've adjusted your pressure and switched to UltraColour transfers for that low temperature and you're still getting scorch marks, move on to number 3. The third thing that we need to consider is the cover sheet that you are using. We normally use release paper for majority of our applications because we don't really need too much of a thicker cover. However, if you're experiencing scorch marks, then something like a Grip Flex might be perfect and just what you need to prevent all of that heat going straight through to the garment. So a Grip Flex is just a thicker cover sheet and it just helps add that extra layer of protection to the garment when you're using it. You do have to increase the temperature ever so slightly to allow for the heat to go through, but it still does block majority of the harsh heat that goes through straight onto the direct surface of the garment. So if you've adjusted your pressure, you've switched to UltraColour transfers and you're using a Grip Flex, and you're still getting scorch marks, then number 4 is the solution that will work for you. Number 4, heated lower platens. And by that, we're talking about our power platens. All of our Hotronics heat presses have interchangeable lower platens. So you can remove the lower platen from one machine and replace it with another size or shape platen. In this instance, we're replacing it with a platen that heats up. So it applies heat to the garment the same as the top platen would, but instead of that heat coming from the top, it's coming from the bottom. So not only does this allow you to get closer to where the adhesive sits on the garment, but if there are any marks that are coming through from the heat, it's coming from the bottom because the majority of the heat for the application comes from that lower power platen, allowing you to reduce the temperature of the top platen and reducing the amount of temperature that's going on the top of the garment. And that's the ARCH method, our proven method for eliminating scorch marks on every garment and accessory that you could possibly want to print onto. If you want to learn more about any of the products mentioned in today's video, then do hit the link in the description, head to styles.co.uk and you can learn more about all of the products that we've talked about today. And do comment below how you get on with the ARCH method and if you have any further questions. At Styles UK, we're always here to help you grow your business and help you further your education. So definitely drop a comment below and we'll be back next week with another video.